From a single location with 55 staff members to now 8 branches across the country with 349 workers, Demerara Bank has stood the test of time and is now proudly celebrating 30 years of its existence. 3 decades ago, when Guyana's economy was going through the earliest stages of its transition to a market-based economy, recovering from the lows of the 1970s and 80s, the late Dr. Yesu Prasad started the process of realizing the dream of having a locally owned bank. The bank, according to its Chief Executive Officer Daulat Parbu, started from scratch, so to speak, without any foreign collaboration. While it has been a tall task to compete with the regional and international banks operating in Guyana, he said Demerara Bank has been successful.
Demerara Bank this year has the highest return on average assets compared to all the banks operating in Guyana. We have the best capital adequacy ratio in Guyana, and a very monumental achievement that this year we took the second largest as being the second largest lender in Guyana. Our loans and advances increased by 34%, and Demerara Bank contributed 38% of the total lending done by all the banks over the last 12 months.
President Dr. Irfan Ali, in a recorded message to the bank, reflected that when it was formed in 1994, it represented far more than just the opening of a new financial institution. It was the first private sector Indigenous bank in Guyana.
Demerara Bank's establishment was a key moment in the history of Guyana's financial system. It marked a turning point, a shift in the development of our local financial sector, because it represented a vote of confidence in our then economic reconstruction following the restoration of democracy in 1992. The bank entered the scene at a time when Guyana was still heavily indebted, with a nation in desperate need of resources for business development. The founding of Demerara Bank marked a new chapter, a stepping stone for the emergence of other local financial institutions that would go on to play an important role in Guyana's economic development.
Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh shared that Demerara Bank was founded with the objectives of contributing to Guyana's economic transition in the 1990s, particularly with regards to mobilizing and intermediating financial savings to help fund the new and emerging private sector.
And I believe it's fair to say that if one were to look back at the first 30 years of the bank's existence, it certainly has met those original expectations, having grown very dramatically in size, having contributed very significantly to the mobilization of domestic financial savings, and of course having intermediated those savings very efficiently and contributed significantly to the expansion of credit to the private sector.
At a grand event at the Marriott Hotel in Georgetown Thursday night to celebrate the bank's 30th anniversary, Chairman Komal Samaru told the newsroom that it was a celebration of achievement for the vision that the bank was started with. He shared that it was started as a simple bank with an investment of $450 million that is today worth $750 million US.
We are the only bank created by the indigenous private sector, and we understand the needs of the Guyanese indigenous private sector. So we are able to serve people by a fundamental understanding of their needs and making it easy for them to access credit.
Special recognition has been given to the late Dr. Yesu Prasad, along with respected directors like Mr. Hemraj Kisoon and Mrs. Chandra Gadraj, whose vision, perseverance, and commitment are said to have left a lasting legacy. For the newsroom, Telesha Ramnarine.